Good morning, everybody. Dr. P here. Normally talking Korean entertainment, but we're going to talk about something else because it's in the Korea Times and it's like a number one story. And it has to do with racism in the Republic of Korea. And a writer did an article for the Times. He's a Westerner living in Korea, and evidently he went to a portion of Seoul, a district of Seoul. He tried to enter a bar, and they kicked him out. So they wouldn't let him in. No foreigners allowed. He was livid, tried to film the incident. Security grabbed his phone and pushed a button that he didn't see him push, and he grabbed the phone back, but because of that, he didn't get to film much. Can you imagine? Imagine being in the United States and some private security guy grabs your phone. What do you think a man would do to that guy? You don't grab people's phones. But that's what happened. And he wasn't allowed in the bar simply because he was a foreigner. He's a white guy, and he wasn't allowed in. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting? Now, I live in a country where they decry racism all the time. And I'll be the first to say that there is racism in this country. I live in the United States. Racism runs both ways, by the way. It's not only people who look like me who are racist against minorities. It runs the other way as well. And whichever way it's running, quite frankly, it's wrong. Now, I also know about Asian hate in the United States. And I will say that every video I see shows one group of people usually hitting Asian women, and that's abhorrent. But it's not the majority of people that are doing it. Okay? Not the majority class. It's not people who look like me that are beating up Asian women and men. It's another minority that does most of that. It's wrong no matter who is doing it. I'm against Asian hate because I don't hate Asians, okay? My wife is Asian. My daughter is Asian. I mean, come on. My grandkids are Asian. Everything. So, I abhor this. I also abhor racism, whichever way it comes. And it is in Korea. It exists. I haven't been there in a while. But when I was there, I saw some of it. Basically, I'll tell you a story. I was in a car, driven by another non-commissioned officer who happened to be female. So you had this old white guy who was young at the time and another white female, same age as me probably. She was driving, I was in the passenger seat. We stop at the light where Itaewon kind of meets what used to be U.S. Army Garrison Yongsan. We're heading there. We're stopped at a red light. You can't go on a red light, we're stopped. We got hit from behind by a Korean businessman who gets out of the car. We get out of the car. He walks up to the driver, the female, and says, "Your fault, right?" She said no. He says, "Oh, yeah, it's your fault." It went to court. She lost. Why? She was a soldier. Everybody knows that soldiers have insurance, or they can't drive. Foreigner, no problem. She's not going to pay for it. The insurance company is anyway, so her fault. That's how it operated. And the idea was, well, if you weren't there, it wouldn't have happened. So basically, back then even, if you're a foreigner sitting at a red light and somebody hits you, you caused the accident. You see the racism here? Well, I went to Namsan Tower. You know what that is, right? And see black men running, jogging. I'd hear words like monkey and gorilla from Koreans. Not racist? Of course it is. And now we have, and today, I don't know if that happens today, but we do have the, if you're a foreigner, you can't come into this bar. The gentleman who was refused is a professor at a university in Seoul. Didn't matter. Couldn't come in, he's a foreigner. He went to the police, and they said, not against the law, nothing we can do. You see, racism is not illegal in South Korea. And I love South Korea, and I love the people, but come on. I know, Korea is for Koreans. I get that. But you got to have some fairness. What did this man do? Except walk up to a door to get into a bar, and he happened to look like me. So he was not allowed in. No foreigners allowed. Strictly by the color of his skin and the features on his face. That is pure racism. That is Korea. And they make all kinds of excuses. Well, Korea is has been a closed society, and they don't see a lot of foreigners. I'm sorry, it's 2023. K-pop, Samsung, Hyundai. I mean, come on. Korea is worldwide. People from Korea travel to the United States all the time and back. They don't know. They don't know. Come on. They decry us. They decry us from being racist. They decry Asian hate, which they should. But in their own country, they are racist and they refuse to admit it. They always have an excuse. Always. And that's a problem that needs to be solved. Korea is on the verge of being a great country. It really is. But that's the one thing it needs to conquer. And that is my take on Korean racism. Have a great day. See you later. Bye.